Now let me show you a game between Karyakin and Morozevich from the year 2014. This was the last round of the World Rapid Championship. So this being rapid, of course, it had some effect on the quality of moves maybe in the later stages. But all in all, this game was very interesting, and I thought that it's important to show you some practical examples from this structure. This game takes us right into the main line of our repertoire, one of the main lines, with queen b6 and queen takes b2. So as we know from the theoretical part of this DVD, White has a lot of lines here, and from the theoretical part, it's somehow easy to get maybe slightly wrong impression that all Black wants is to fight for a draw in some places. In reality, is of course White is not always excellently prepared. Sometimes White forgets his lines. Sometimes White struggles to play this unusual structure. And as you will see in this game, where Karyakin for a while reacted in the most theoretical fashion. So they got this position, one of our main ones, and then rook c8 is one of the possible moves, as you know. And now after castles, here of course Black has a lot of moves, but Morozevich played this queen a3, which used to be, I think back in 2014, used to be one of Black's main weapons. And it was only the analysis after this game, for instance, that showed that this is probably a very dangerous way for Black to play. But of course, Morozevich is a very experienced player, and he also probably realized, and quite correctly, that the last round of the Rapid World Championship, Karyakin with no chance to really prepare for the game, to rehearse his lines, would have to play this position more or less intuitively, and this proved difficult even for such a strong player like Grandmaster Karyakin. Here in this position, White has a bunch of very dangerous moves. h3, providing safety for the king on h2 before starting the attack, is one of them. Rook fb1 is very dangerous for Black, and also the direct f5. All of these moves are extremely dangerous for Black. But yeah, as I said, one is not always excellently prepared, and Karyakin made one safe-looking move, rook b3, queen a5. Now bishop b6 doesn't quite catch the queen because of bishop c5 check. White played queen e3 instead. So in this position, queen e3, bishop c5, knight e2, castles, and basically both sides made normal looking moves. And in this position, Black is already substantially better. So this is sort of our upside in this line, that if things go according to plan, or things go contrary to White's ambition. So if White actually makes normal looking moves like Karyakin did in this case, suddenly he could end up in this position or in this type of position where his pawns are weak. His knight on d4 actually needs additional support, and it's difficult to provide this support. And a bit surprisingly, in the long run, this bishop is actually a stronger minor piece. Of course, this being a rapid game, there was still a lot of adventures, and the evaluation sort of went up and down for quite a while. But this particular position, Black actually has a serious amount of pressure. This knight needs to be defended, rook f8, and White actually doesn't have much counterplay. And as I said, yeah, there were a lot of adventures in this game, but at the end of it, Black actually won the game. And this being the last round of the Rapid Championship, this was also a pretty important victory for Morozevich, who was undoubtedly happy having chosen this line at such a crucial juncture in this tournament. Yeah, this is basically it. I don't think we should analyze this game in all detail. I just wanted to give you some upside for this line, yeah. So because very often when we go through lines with Black, it's sometimes it's easy to forget that the reality is a bit different, and in reality you will actually get a lot of chances because your opponent is not as well prepared as you might think.